Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. So today I'm going to be doing my April...
No, this is not correct. Is this my April TBR?
Okay, I guess I'm doing my April TBR. How are we already in April? 2021 has only been here for like 2 seconds. Anyway, in April, I'm going to have a really busy month. My spring classes are just going to really ramp up. I'm going to be writing papers every other day. And I know I'm gonna need to use books as an escape like I love to do. So I am not actually scheduling out any specific books to read for videos or specific readathons or anything like that, unless I post a video with a specific readathon TBR, which may be occurring. But for the most part, I'm going to just let myself read what I want to read. So in this video, it is going to be a loose April TBR for me, but these are just the things that I think I'm going to probably want to randomly pick up during next month, because I don't know, I've just been staring at these books on my shelves and wanting to read them. So I'm going to do this by genre. First, we're gonna get into poetry, then thrillers, then contemporary, and then romance. So for poetry that I'm interested in reading this month, I only have one book, and it is Homebody by Rupi Kaur. So I read Milk and Honey just like everyone did in high school, and it was really impactful for me at the time. Looking back, I can realize it is, not the level of poetry that I would typically enjoy, but The Sun and Her Flowers, Rupi Kaur's second poetry book, I really did enjoy a lot of those, and I've heard great things about her newest one, so I decided to pick it up. And yeah, it's beautiful, just like all of her other books are. I mean, the illustrations are so phenomenal. I can already tell I'm going to really, really like this book, even if it's just to relax and look at some aesthetically pleasing pictures and words on a page. That is kind of what I'm going to use this for. I know I'm gonna need that relaxing time this month, so this is the poetry book that I am looking forward to. Next, let's just go ahead and do it, okay? Shall we just go ahead and get into the thrillers? If you are new to my channel, you probably don't know this, but if you are a subscriber, a loyal watcher, then you know that I am absolutely addicted and obsessed with thrillers. It is my favorite genre, so I have 4 to show you. The first one I will definitely get to in April is Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. I have really been wanting to get to the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder for a while, get back in Pip's head and solve another mystery. I think this will just be a fun little time, and I'm excited for it. Next, I actually have another YA thriller, which I'm highly anticipating, which never happens. I definitely have a bias against YA thrillers, but I recently rediscovered Natasha Preston, who I used to love, like back in 2015, 2016. I was obsessed with Natasha Preston. So I picked up her newest release, The Lake, and this is like a very summery story to get me into the mood. It's getting warm in Texas soon. I'm not gonna be this pale ghost that you see before you. I will be a tan queen. So I'm excited to get into those summery hot weather vibes. This book follows 2 girls who went to a summer camp when they were younger, and now they're coming back as camp counselors. So they're thinking that it's going to be a really fun time until the secrets of what they did when they were at the summer camp so many years ago start to come back up and haunt them. They get a message that says,
"The lake never forgets."
So this sounds like it's going to be really fun. I'm excited to get back into Natasha Preston's writing style too. Her thrillers are very easy to read and very digestible. So again, I'm really gravitating towards things that I know is gonna be like a form of light escapism for me this month. The next two thrillers I have here are adult thrillers. This first one is very much adult. It is The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torre. So this book revolves around our main character, who is a sociopath, and she's extremely aware of this fact that she has a tendency to want to kill people. And if she lets herself leave her apartment, she will probably commit a murder. So she locks herself in there. She gets all her groceries delivered. She can't leave, which means she also has to work from home. And this took place before we all worked from home. So the job that she chooses is to be a cam girl and undress on camera and basically be a little at-home porn star for weird, creepy men on the internet. So, I mean, a murdering cam girl? Come on. I'm so into that, and I'm very ready for this book. I've heard it's very, very divisive, like you either love it or hate it. I'm hoping I land on the love it side, but if I hate it, it'll make for a good little rant in my wrap-up. And the last thriller that I'm planning on reading during April, I might end up reading more, we never know, is Jar of Hearts by Jennifer Hillier. I am so ready to get back into Jennifer Hillier. I read so much Jennifer Hillier last spring and summer, so I feel like it's just that time again to get back into her writing. And I've heard a lot of hype, a lot of good things about this one. It's about missing girls. Y'all know how I love stories that revolve around missing slash kidnapped slash disappeared slash murdered women, because they need to be avenged. And I just love twisty, lovely, dark mysteries.
Maybe lovely shouldn't have been in there, but
thrillers are lovely to me. So I'm super excited to get into this thriller as well. Now let's go ahead and get into the contemporaries that I'm excited to read in April. First up, we have Choke by Chuck Palahniuk. Oh my God. If you missed my February wrap up, then you won't know my feelings for Chuck Palahniuk. He is one of my new all-time favorite authors, and I will link that video so you can go see what I'm talking about and why I love him so much. But I'm super excited to get into his writing yet again. I feel like I'm returning to all these comforting authors that I know and love this month. So Chuck Palahniuk is definitely in there. This book is very quirky and funny. It has like a sort of off the beaten path to its own beat of its own drum. I don't know, that kind of plot like all of Chuck Palahniuk's books have. This follows a man who's kind of down on his luck and he doesn't want to work, so he just becomes a scammer. And the scam that he is running right now to live and survive and make his coin is he pretends to choke on food at restaurants and then proceeds to sue the restaurant and make money. And he's just on the run, living, and I'm so excited to read this. This just sounds like the craziest, funniest situation, and I'm ready for it. The other contemporary that I'm anticipating picking up in April is Dig by A.S. King. So Dig follows this family. It's like a very large interconnected family. So there's these two extremely wealthy grandparents, and they were potato farmers, so they were like thriving in the potato business, I guess, goals. And they have millions of dollars that they are refusing to share with their adult children and then the 5 teenage grandchildren. Well, the teenage grandchildren are realizing that there are some sinister family dynamics and reasons for this, and it goes into not only family dynamics and that kind of thing through the lens of these teenage cousins, but it also goes into race and how their whiteness plays into their family dynamics and their generational wealth and things like that. I think it's going to tackle privilege, and I've heard really, really great things about this book. Obviously, it has like an award. What is this? Prince Michael L. Prince Award. Well, good for you, AS King. So that is encouraging. I also was encouraged to pick up this book by Kayla from Books and Lala here on BookTube. So anything that she recommends, I'm gonna go pick it up, and I'm excited to get into this one. I think this is about the heaviest book or most like hard-hitting book that I'm going to want to get to this month. So hopefully I will have the emotional bandwidth for that. But I'm excited nonetheless. And finally, now we are at the romance section, and I'm so excited for these. These two romance books that I'm planning on reading in April are two books in a series that I have been wanting to continue for a while, ever since I read Caroline Johnson's favorite books. I will link that reading vlog everywhere, above, below, whatever. If you missed it, make sure to watch it. It is so awesome, and I found some new favorites in that video. So in that video, I read The Simple Wild, and spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the vlog, I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. I can definitely see that the story has its flaws, but in the end, I was super entertained and touched by the characters. It was really emotional, and I really felt connected to our main character especially. So I picked up the sequel, Wild at Heart by K.A. Tucker, and I'm so excited to get more into Calla's story and how she's adjusting to living with Jonah, her love, in Alaska, kind of compromising and figuring out their relationship. I really like romances that happen between like established couples or like married couples, so I think I might even like this even more than The Simple Wild. And then lastly, I have Forever Wild, the last part in the trilogy, and this is just a tiny little novella, so I'm sure I can read this in no time. How many pages? This is 150 pages, so I will probably knock this out right after Wild at Heart and just cry my eyes out for the ending of Calla and Jonah's journey and story together, and I'm so excited. I literally could not be more excited to get into these books. Please pray for me and send me good vibes that I will have time among school and seeing clients to actually read all these books. But that is everything that I'm planning to get to in April. If I don't get to these things, I'm really not going to be pressed about it. If I get to other things, I'll be pleasantly surprised. So make sure to subscribe and come back for that April wrap up, because I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of fun surprises, a lot of mood reading, maybe some new favorites. So subscribe so you are ready to see that when it comes out, and don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.